What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the vlog. First of all, we don't normally film intros or outros for the vlog, but today is different. Footage we're about to dive into is actually of me getting Botox and fillers. So we get questions about this literally all the time, and I thought it would be super cool to bring you along with me for the procedure, film it, and let you decide for yourself if it's something that you think you should do. All that being said, if you don't want to see facial injections, it's time to tune out now and catch us next time. So now would be time. And tune out now. If you don't want to watch it, I don't blame you. We'll catch you next time. I was lucky enough to get an appointment with Dr. Michelle Shermack. She is local here to the Baltimore area and is literally one of the best top-ranked female plastic surgeons in the nation. Like, she's literally brilliant. She's lectured extensively and contributed her knowledge and her techniques to textbooks and medical journals, and she's published her own surgical atlas. Like, you guys, main areas of focus for her include body sculpting techniques for post-weight loss and pregnancy, breast cancer reconstructive surgeries, facial surgery, as well as non-surgical procedures like injectables. So not only is she brilliant, literally, she's a natural aesthetic style and philosophy. She's incredibly warm. She's incredibly comforting. She's so sensible. Her bedside manner is incredible. She's literally one of the warmest, most comforting, nicest human beings I've ever met. And it can be intimidating when you're meeting someone who's so brilliant at what she does. For me, that was like, oh my God, is she gonna think I'm like, ooh, like what's she gonna say to me? Because I know I'm not perfect. I understand. You know, it was a little intimidating, but she's so incredibly sweet. She literally is amazing. All of her information will be linked below. If you've ever thought about a procedure, no matter how big or small, I implore you to contact her and schedule a consultation. Just meet her, discuss what you might want to do. I cannot say enough good things about her, and I want to share her with the world and let everyone in on like our best secret. She's great, you guys. So definitely check her out. Even if it's a little Botox here, a little filler there, or if it's a big surgery, if you've lost a ton of weight and you would like to have some body sculpting work done, or if you've had, you know, several children and you'd like to have your breasts augmented in some way, like, it's worth a consultation with her. Definitely check her out. So all her information will be linked below, so you can call her, schedule an appointment, read all about her other accomplishments. She's got a great website, so you can check all of those things out. In terms of the procedure that I did, I like to think it's nothing major. Again, this is all personal choice, right? So if this isn't what you're into and you've sworn it off, that's fine, good, awesome. I swore it off for a long time too. I said I was gonna age gracefully and that I would never do Botox or fillers or anything. And the reality is I said that until I am my age. And now I just honestly wanted to fix a couple little things that were really bothering me. No one ever said anything to me about it. No one ever made me feel bad. It was just some photos that I saw of myself and I was like, huh, I really wish I could maybe tweak that or change that. So I consider what I had to be done pretty standard anymore. A lot of people, you guys, get injections and aren't talking about it, which is fine. That's their prerogative, but I'm here to be brave and let you know like exactly what I had done, so when you jump into the procedure you can see it. And in the footage that follows this quick introduction, Dr. Shermack is discussing exactly what she's doing and why, and some of the concerns that I had voiced to her during our consultation. I did not film my consultation with her. I figured I would just share that in the intro. So basically, I had very deep horizontal lines across my forehead. I'm very emotive. I express and scrunch up my face a lot. I'm about, as of this recording, I'm about 4 weeks out of my injection. So I feel as though everything is set in. Botox does take a while, so Botox actually paralyzes the muscles, so you can't really move your face as much, so that you're not wrinkling. I would raise my eyebrows, and I can still raise them a little bit, but I was really raising my eyebrows so much so that my forehead, I had deep horizontal lines in my forehead, deep. When I would relax my forehead, they were still very much present. They were starting to trap makeup. That's all I saw when I looked in the mirror, and it was really troublesome to me. I also have quite a low eyebrow. I have deep set eyes, they're small, and I have a heavy brow bone. So I was concerned, and I shared this with her. I was worried that, you know, if you relax my forehead, or my brow is gonna drop to a certain spot where they're gonna look too low. I don't wanna look, you know, I don't wanna seem as if I can't open my eyes. I wanted to seem refreshed and awake. And she was actually able to give me a little bit of a brow lift as well as relax those muscles across my forehead. So I achieved basically two of my biggest goals with her. And that was basically, I wanted my brows lifted just a little bit. I feel they're definitely higher. I definitely have a little more skin showing between my eye and my brow. And I have small eyes, you guys. Like, there's nothing that I can really do about it. I have small eyes and they're deep set, and my brow is quite low. So she was actually able to lift my brow slightly, lift the tails up a little bit so that so my eyebrows weren't crashing into the tops of my eyelashes. That's not pretty. And then address the horizontal wrinkles across my forehead, which was great. And I'm very happy about the results. I can't really move my eyebrows too much. That's about all the movement I have, but I don't care. Also in terms of the lips, I never had really full lips anyway. I don't want to have incredibly huge full lips. I did feel that my bottom lip was proportionately larger than my top, and I just wanted to even them out a little bit. He talked to me about sort of filling the area around the mouth. This is like these are like the pillars of support, basically, as she puts it more eloquently in the footage when you watch it. The pillars of support around the mouth are right about here, and then as we age they kind of drop a little bit. So she really put most of my filler out in this area of my lip. We used, I think, 1 syringe of Restylane Silk, if I remember correctly. She might talk about it in the video, so just keep watching. And then what was left in the syringe, she just literally filled across my top lip. So not major change in the top lip whatsoever. There's a pinch more volume, but there's definitely more support out here. I don't feel like I look crazy. I don't feel like how I look now is a huge departure from what I looked like when I walked into her office. I told her that I wanted everything to be as natural as possible, that I wanted to just seem refreshed, deal with the forehead, fix the lip a little bit, and call it a day. I don't want to look like a completely different person. I'm not perfect. No one is. This is not the answer to all of my problems in life. I just wanted my forehead wrinkles to go away and my lips to be a little bit more balanced. That's it. That being said, if you don't have anything nice to say, your mama should have told you not to say anything at all. So if you have questions though, I'm definitely open to talking about it, you guys. If there's anything you want to know, I'm pretty much an open book and I'm not shy to talk about it. But if you have hate, please save it. Thanks. Okay, bye. Okay guys, so I'm in the worst possible light with no makeup on, and just came in and took my before picture, and so now I'm just waiting on Dr. Shermack to come in, and hopefully we'll have a little recap of my consultation so that you'll get to kind of see what my concerns were and what her answers were to that. So stay tuned.
We talked about before, we talked about some Botox. We're gonna try to raise up the side of the brow, treat the forehead crease, and then treat the area between the brow to soften that area. And then we talked also about doing some lip fill, primarily kind of in here to fill out that empty area, and then use the rest to just kind of, you know, amplify the edge. Please.
Well, I mean, the reason I love all of what you do is because it's subtle and not like intense and crazy and believable when it's done. So you look at someone, you're like, she had work done. You shouldn't be able to tell.
Just want to look refreshed.
Right, exactly.
Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to put on some topical numbing. Okay. And I'm also going to I can actually numb a little nerve that travels in your cheek, but it goes down to the lip and it'll really densely numb your cheek. Okay. Your upper lip. Okay. Are you good with that? Like with dinner
How long do you think that would last?
Like 2.5 hours or so?
I'll live.
Okay, good. All right, well, let me get that stuff together. All right, so I'll have you lean back. And then, so what this does is it actually numbs a nerve that comes out underneath the eye, and it feeds the lip and cheek. All right? It's always right under the pupil there. Down to and sometimes what you'll feel is an immediate kind of, it'll travel behind the eye or it'll shoot down to the lip. Some people feel it like immediate.
Yep.
And it may get you tearing a little bit.
That's okay.
But the beauty of it
I'm durable.
Yeah. You like won't feel it. beauty of all that work at Shock Trauma years ago. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a little bit here. So we're not gonna get this kind of lower area. I find for younger patients like yourself, it's actually really nice to do one syringe. I think that the results are really nice. You can always come back for more, and it doesn't freak people out like when it's the first time that they're getting it done. And some people decide to come get more, but I'd have to say most of the time they'll come back and they'll just get like a different area. Like they'll be like, well, this wasn't so bad, let's do something else.
Right, exactly. But I'm always a fan of like dip your toe in before you go crazy.
Yeah. So we'll let that work for a couple minutes.
Cool. I'm definitely numb.
Get it right under the brow. So it takes about 2 weeks to see the full result. And then, importantly, you should not be massaging your face today. You should not be working out after this is done.
Okay.
Oh, darn. Right.
So I can just go put my feet up is what you're saying. You're encouraging me to just go relax. And I've also been taking my arnica. Good. So hopefully I don't bruise too bad.
Bruising usually is not an
Minimal,
issue with Botox. And you've got nice tissues, you know. Not... Got more of these lines sounding really good.
They're quite deep. But it's because my brows are so low, so I'm constantly lifting my brow.
Yeah. And that, you know, I just saw a lady today who had really pronounced forehead lines. And it's because she actually came in to have work done around her eyes and she needed a brow lift. So she's basically unconsciously raising her brow.
I unconsciously
all the
raise
time.
Yeah, see.
Because her brow is relatively low. Okay. So this is pretty much the full classic Botox treatment that we do. And in the forehead, we want to remain high so that we don't get a brow drop, although they may drop a little bit.
I feel nothing.
You'll feel your lower lip a little bit when we get to it. I'm actually going to use something called Restylane Lift. And it has a little more fullness than kind of the standard Restylane, but your lines are a little kind of deep on the side of the mouth. And again, you've got, you know, nice kind of quality skin. So we definitely want to use a product that will demonstrate a change. So we'll get started. You may feel this. This is a little lower than our black.
It's still not bad. I felt it and it still wasn't bad.
Yeah. So the kind of key to this treatment is we want to build up the support around the lip because that's what's causing this. And now we're just gonna use some of it to fill out the lip margin. Good. Syringe can really go a long way.
Especially when you have really little lips.
Well, actually, that's why that's actually working good, is because you've got, some good base going on here. It's all about the base.
In so many ways. Exactly.
Oh, pretty. I'm just going to kind of go up the middle here. Sorry, I'm blocking. Very nice. Getting the priority areas done. This is usually the part that my patients don't see.
Right. Well,
The way things work with Botox is we're trying to weaken muscles that cause dynamic activity, that cause lines in the between the brows or in the forehead, or so really active untreated muscles will cause dynamic lines. What you'll see is that the Botox over the course of the next couple weeks will weaken those lines. And I like to give these muscles what I call the 1-2 punch, which is to come back for more Botox in the next 3 months or so. And that way we can really weaken that muscle so it doesn't regain all its strength. Then for the third treatment, you'd come back in 9 months to a year. Or as soon as you want to, really. But I kind of like to give it.
And do you feel the same way for filler, or do you think that is it a different thing?
It depends on the body area, on the facial area rather. For the lip usually is good for about 6 months.
Okay.
Because it's so dynamic. We use our lips all the time. But if we were treating, say, the cheeks, and doing a little fill in the cheek area, that would last along the lines of a year. So the less dynamic the area, the more long term the filler will be. And what I'd say is that people don't end up losing 100% of filler. Filler definitely builds on itself. So if you came back in a year, it would be less deflated than it was the year before. And I think the problem arises when people keep getting more and more and more
or they
filler.
continue with like the same amounts again and again, and things like that.
So deflation initially is treated really nicely, but there's a point where the deflation is treated and you need to move on to something like a lifting or a tightening procedure, because that's where things are starting to happen. But people are starting to look like human chipmunks, and believe me, I just went to my National Plastic Surgery Aesthetic meeting where women just looked insanely overfilled.
I mean, unfortunately, there is such a thing as too much of a good thing.
Right, but it's an individual opinion. So they probably think they look awesome.
Right.
To me, it looks totally unnatural,
right.
And you want to kind of look more natural and refreshed. At least in my practice, people want to. They don't want to look obvious. So we try not to overdo and just kind of, do it step by step.
And then the numbing will I will
That'll
have
take
feeling
about
a couple
2.5 hours.
Cool.
Yeah, it should be ready for dinner time.
And any swelling around the mouth that might occur over the next 48 hours, 20 hours, 24 hours, something
Yeah,
like that.
and you can take arnica pills to help fight that. You can also use ice packs. Pineapple, actually eating pineapple has an intrinsic herbal medication.
Awesome. Cool.
Called bromelain that helps with swelling as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. This has been so awesome. Thank you so much for doing
Sure.
this. And thank you for allowing me to put it on film.